What's going on YouTube? Welcome to our first trophy hunting video on this channel. It is WWE 2K24. Now WWE 2K24 is a wrestling game, WWE, Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. Not much need to explain about that. It's got 63 trophies all up, as you can see at the top. 62 on the platinum, 1 gold, 3 silver, 58 bronze. There is online trophies, my faction. You pretty much have to do stuff from every single section, so the showcase mode, my faction, all of that. Trophy guide says that it's a 4 out of 10, 50 hours. I would say it's about a 4 out of 10, depends how much you struggle. The legendary difficulty stuff, you can change all the sliders, make him tap out within a second of the game, so all the mini games you can win pretty easily. So it took me 109 hours according to the PlayStation PS5, where it gives you a list of how many hours. 109 hours says that I did in it. I played a lot for fun, so I would say, you know, it's still 50, 60 hours, possibly pushing 80, depending how bad and how long you take. There is one called the Extreme Rules, if we quickly find it, that retires you to do my GM on the hardest difficulty, hardest everything pretty much. We find it here. Yeah, so it's my GM entered the Hall of Fame in first place playing as ECW with extreme AI and game difficulties activated. There isn't a time that you can keep playing season after season. This was pretty easy. It's probably your, maybe I would say it's your longest grinding trophy. My faction wasn't too bad, depending if you get good RNG. So that was your hardest. You can play against yourself. It says extreme AI, but you can do human versus human, and you pretty much just make, you play as ECW, make yours really big, make the other one pretty crap. So that was my longest trophy by far, I reckon. But without that said, let's get into the video and I'll show you my platinum journey. So on our first platinum journey, we went through the showcase mode. Now showcase mode does all the WrestleManias from 1992 all the way to last year's WrestleManias 2023. Now in the end of it, once you've completed all the WrestleMania showcase things, you'll do one at the end, which you pick one wrestler from the previous, and you do a massive Royal Rumble and pretty much try and survive to the end to make sure the final assembly is the real champion of WrestleMania. Now these showcase things are really cool. If, as you can see, they all give you little cutscenes from, like, you know, the previous one you watched to the one that you want to do. Now in this one I've done Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. Rip Bray Wyatt, we love you. So this one, it's pretty much you play the game, but like transition from game graphics into what actually happened. So you're replaying all of them, and it'll go into like the 2K's graphics to the real life movie graphics, back to like the 2K graphics, back to like every time you complete the objectives. So at the same time, you can see I'm doing Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. In the top left corner, it says Cena's psychic is yours, tear down, starting with new punishment. There would all be different ones, like hitting one with steel chairs, throwing them out the ring, all that. So once you complete all these objectives, there's probably like, they all range. Some of them will have like 5, some of them will have 20. And you just got to keep going through all the motions till then, complete all the showcase WrestleManias and the one at the end, and that's pretty much all you got to do for showcase. Now showcase I really liked. It was probably my favorite part about the platinum. Really cool, renewing, playing all old school stars, like, you know, the Ultimate Warrior, Stone Cold, Bret Hart. You know, you're going back as playing Bray and John, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Like, it was really cool doing this, and this is my favorite, and I wish I didn't do it first and did it last to re-inspire the game. But this was really fun. So as you will see here, I'm about to grab him, and now it will transition into what the actual movie was. See how it transitions, and then you go into the next one. So it was really good, really easy. in our second next step for our platinum journey, we're going to look through here. So in the gameplay options, you want to make sure that this is on normal when you're doing the normal stuff like throw a weapon, the fireball, and you want to make sure for legendary difficulty you turn all the AI settings to 0, especially for the mini game part, as you'll see in a minute. Turn all those AI stuff to 0. Leave all yours. Switch up to legend, and you can do most of these legendary trophies pretty damn easy. There's not much to explain into this. Make sure you're on normal for normal. Go through the trophy list and smash out caskets and everything. Now, if you see here, throwing a weapon, pretty simple. There's one for trading blows. Yep, you're gonna make sure you get into the orange. Pretty easy too. So there was not much to say about this play mode. It was you fly through it pretty quickly. So next up in the platinum journey was the My Rise, the career modes. Now you will start off, they'll give you this really cool cutscenes to tell you that you're the future and all this as well. You can ignore that if you want, you can watch it. It's up to you. Some of the cutscenes are pretty cool, but the story and career modes were horrible. I didn't really like them. They're nothing back to like when you do THQ and you did all the Road to WrestleMania and that. So the red one is your women's journey. You're like a champion from an amateur company that you end up going up into the WWE to try and make something of yourself. Pretty much, you've been in the amateur seats for a length. My Rise Undisputed is the male one. Now, watch this one because there is choices they need to make manual saves to be able to get trophies. So that's my only warning. In the My Rise Male career mode, you pick a career mode that's just been drafted to SmackDown, Raw, one of them. Roman Reigns has just relinquished his belt. He's going to make movies in Hollywood. You enter a tournament. So, but there is missable trophies in this one. The women's one, there is not. You'll come to a point where you have Alexa, Rhea, Liv, and William Regal in the ring. You make sure you do Rhea, Alexa's, and things side quests, and that's it. So there's no missable trophies in the women's, but there is missable trophies in the male. So make sure you back up a save. Some of them are very early, so make sure when you follow the trophy guide, you have to make a deal with Dominic, or you go train with Lita. They're the typical ones. But this one, pretty boring, pretty grindy, pretty long. Not grindy, but I'd say about 4 or 5 hours for each, maybe possible 10. It was just such a long, boring journey that I stopped paying attention in the end, really. So that wasn't too bad, but it's nothing like the olden days. So on to the next step. The next step in this journey is My Faction. Now, My Faction is the online mode. Sort of reminds me of the Soccer Ultimate Team. You draw out cards, you gotta play cards, and all that. So first up, there is your live events. Make sure you go through the live events. You can have certain cards to play certain live events, but there's one that is very easy normally, and you can just repeatable. This is the one that I repeated 10 times. And it was pretty easy. I smashed the person pretty quickly. So it will give you various reward details. But there is ones that you need certain things that you can see down the bottom left. You need certain characters, and then pretty much they give you other characters. They are not difficult, but they're just pretty annoying. You can also see the upcoming ones as well. Challenges, you got to complete all the daily challenges as well. These can range and be pretty pity if you don't get the right ones. So just keep going through. Also got the intro ones as well. Complete an online match was probably the longest one because we couldn't find anyone. Then in the lifetime challenge, you're going to complete 15 of these, but by the time you complete the 30 faction bosses and all that, you will have this done. So I wouldn't worry about prioritizing this one at all, as you do it pretty easily. Now you've got 3 things here. Starting with is my proving grounds. Your proving grounds, you're just going to complete chapter 1. So you can see there, I'm in unlock chapter 2. Chapter 1, you're just going to complete. Doesn't matter if you get the lowest stars out of all of them. You can just complete them all on easy. Complete the first chapters, easy. Second one is your weekly towers. This is pretty much the same thing. Complete the first tower, which is which consists of 5 matches. Get the compilation reward, done. Pretty easy. Don't need to spend much time on this. The ones you need to spend much time is the faction wars. Now in the faction wars, you start a run. It'll give you a big thing. It's all about RNG. Your characters keep the health. They take over. You get credits. You got to put armor because they take damage. So the damage they go in, you'll go into the next match with that damage. Pretty much try and pick your way path. Try and pick the treasure chest, the arms, the vitality, and try and avoid as much of the matches as you can, all the way to the faction and its bosses. The bosses are always 4 out of 4. Once you complete the boss, you can pick a boss to go into your team. And that's pretty much my faction. Now, you do have tickets. Make sure you use the tickets, otherwise you have to grind and get the tickets by yourself again. Now, you always have to do ranked play. Ranked play, just play 5 matches, and then you got to wait for the actual season's end to get this trophy. Make sure you log on the day. So, pain in the ass, really. As you can see here, at the end, Faction Wars Champion. I did it. Pretty long, pretty grindy. Next up on the Platinum run is Universe Mode. Universe Mode, you can be pretty much Triple H. Customized, sandbox, or you can just play as a superstar, and they'll do everything for you. Now, there's only a couple straightforward trophies in this. There was one for Superstar Mode. The trophy guide says make sure you pick Drew McIntyre, and you make sure you pick your rivalry as Cody Rhodes. Now, if you see in the video here, if you go to Manage Superstar, you can start a rivalry, you can create a match, ask for a championship map, change shows, create a team. You can do all of that. So I made sure I turned intensity to high. Picked Cody Rhodes, as you can see in the video, and you pretty much play a match, and you're just going to get this thing called momentum. Build momentum up, skip to the PLE until you got enough momentum. Skip the first one, then in that PLE you want to use the momentum to extend the rivalry, then skip to the second one. I think you're going to play a couple, and then you can use all your momentum to a losers get lost match pretty much. And that was the only really detailed one. The rest are just pretty straightforward, pretty quick, easy. You spend very little time in my universe mode, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just pretty straightforward trophies here. So there was only like a handful, I would say. And in the end here, you can see me popping the Get Lost trophy, which at the end here, Get Lost, tells you what you did, pretty much. In the last step, in my next run, is my GM. Now, as you can see, I completed a Hall of Fame thing. My second save there is to do 25 successful trades to CPU. Or computer. That was pretty easy. I wouldn't worry about that one. The main one is to worry about is your Hall of Fame. This, you need to do everything on extreme pretty much. Now, when you boot up, like I said, you always get this little cutscene, which are pretty good. You want to start up, you want to pick ECW. This one, you're limited to very little championships. Make sure that's human. Verse whoever you want, doesn't matter. Make sure that is human as well. Pretty easy. You're pretty versing yourself. Make sure it's extreme. You can change much, but I left it all the same just in case. I wasn't sure because how buggy this trophy list is. I wasn't going to touch any of the opening budget, the player order, shake-ups, draft pools, anything like that. That was it. So pretty much is, you start out, you draft, you play 4 weeks, then you got a PLE, and that. So when you're drafting, sorry to backtrack here, when you're drafting, try and do, your bruisers, your specialists, you try and mix them up as different classes clash with different classes. Mainly pick mostly males, some females, because there's only male championships in ECW. Doesn't matter who you pick on SmackDown because you get to draft all of them to you. So it doesn't matter. SmackDown, you pretty much you're kicking the crap out of it. You make sure that all of yours are really good. You find specialists, championship maps, table matches, all that type of good stuff. There will be certain Hall of Fames like tiers where it makes so many money, makes so many fans. Each tier will give you a Hall of Fame trophy. Also, each season it will give you challenges that you need to complete. I don't know if you call them really challenges. You need to complete 5 out of the 10. They're pretty easy. They show you what to do. They're pretty straightforward. Make sure you do them before each season, end of season, before you do WrestleMania, and you can guaranteed Hall of Fame trophy plus anything else if you get the fans up, if you got the your fans and your money up. So with that to do, there's a few other trophies in there, but it's pretty much you'll get them while you're doing that one. The next one, as you can see, is the human AI. Now, this is to make 25 successful trades with the AI. So pretty much do humans, AI. Just pick whatever, skip it all the way through, and then same thing, skip all the way to your first PLE, doesn't matter. And then trade each of your humans, you got 5 trades, so you'll have 15 trade on the first time, so you have to do this twice. Just trade $100 to $1. So give Xavier $100, and he gives you $1. He'll always accept it no matter what. Do this 25 times, and it's pretty. You get it pretty quick. It only took me about 10 minutes. This is probably my second to last trophy. Only took me about 20 minutes. Pretty easy. Same with when you train on the Hall of Fame. Trade all the money from SmackDown to ECW and give them $1. Do that every season. You can transfer stars and everything, but that doesn't count towards AI trophy because you're doing human and human. So this one took me the longest straight out. I played on my portal. So that's why I don't have any really gameplay of me doing it. But pretty long, grandiose trophies here for sure out of the game. Now, as you can see here, Extreme Rules been put in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Paul Heyman. Pretty long granny trophy. As well as you can see here, me doing the successful trophies, giving $100 to $1. So that's pretty easy as well. And then of course, Beling Deling, Platinum. There she is. So without further ado, guys, that was my Platinum journey. I hope I explained everything clearly. Now that I've started doing this, I'm going to be new, so I'm going to miss stuff. I'm going to learn along the way. It's pretty much that it is. But I'm always going to try now to have gameplay of me popping these trophies, so I'm not so crammed as in doing this. So halfway through, most of this I did on the portal because there was a few long grindy trophies, so I just did them on the portal. PlayStation Portal came in really handy while I was at work too, while I was doing night shift, popped a couple of trophies. So that's why I didn't have much gameplay. I had to go over and do all this again, but there you go, guys. I hope you liked my journey. Make sure you subscribe for more Platinum trophies, guides. Not really guides, but my Platinum journey. I will be doing my trophy list as well, so we can reboot that because I've got 400 and something games on my account. It's crazy, but make sure you like and subscribe, comment down what you guys are trophy hunting, and I appreciate it. And until then, guys, I'll see you on my next Platinum run.